This is the Literary Digest 1927 Atlas of the World and Gazetteer. And the full title on the title page is very long and describes everything in the book. I'm not going to read it here. So it's a hardcover, 1927, by Funk and Wagnalls. I'm going to just read my condition notes here and then go back and forth between the book and my notes. For the cover, the soil is still generally nice. I love the texture. The texture of this is really nice. And this dark burgundy red. It's a sharp looking book. Shelfware at head and tail of spine, including chipping at the tail. Shelfware at the bottom corners, particularly the back cover, which is worn to the board. The very edge of that corner is slightly soft, but if this is a new book, it'd be way worse. It's in surprisingly good shape. So overall, the cover is fairly nice. I've graded the whole book as acceptable. It's just acceptable. We have soiling. You can see here the worst of the soiling where it's darkened. A little bit up here. The soiling could probably be conserved a fair bit, but I've seen no need to mess with it, so I've just left it alone. The letter stamping has been rubbed somewhat. Black letter stamping on the spine, which is why you can't read the spine very well. Even in the hand, you can't read the black against that burgundy very well. We've got some rubbing at the head, a little bit of loss of color here. Down here we have some chipping. This other corner is on the verge of chipping. Still quite solid now, but if that's not watched, that other half of that corner will chip. You can see shelfware. You can see some more. You can see where that chipping comes around the gutter. The bottom corner, the back cover, has worn to the board. And this corner is soft, but only a tiny little bit. I swear, if this were a new book, it'd be soft down to here. So it is worn. The cover is worn all the way through the board. That corner is really not that bad. The edges, all edges dirty, age-toned. This could definitely be minimized, but again, I've chosen not to fool with it. I typically like to leave books like this alone. More dirty than age-toned, I think. The binding is not tight, but I have no complaints on this binding. There's a sticker on the free front end paper. The sticker is almost come off, but it's still attached, and it talks about the cover. It's DuPont Fabricoid. Will wear indefinitely. It will not scuff nor stain. So the sticker's kind of fun. What else have I said here? The text block generally quite solid. No doubt the stitched book has contributed to longevity. The pages are somewhat age-toned, but the paper's still what I would call supple. It's not dry, brittle. I'm not afraid of these pages in any way. And that is all of my notes. Let's look at some of Maps. At the very back of the book, there are some tables. And one of the tables I got a real kick out of because it talks about the world's religions. And it's got Catholicism, and it's got all the big religions and an approximate percentage. But there's no atheist. Instead of atheists, they have heathens. I like that table. Heathens at that time made up something like 8% of the world's population. So there we go. I put the grade at acceptable, and for acceptable, it's a pretty nice book.